Congratulations on a great win last week. Another good defensive effort. 25 points through 2 games. 2 linebackers as players of the week over the last couple of weeks. So I know probably as a coach nothing's ever perfect, but I can't imagine you got to be pretty pleased so far with what the defense has shown you.
Yeah, we're real encouraged. The things that we've set out to focus on, our effort level, running the football has improved. I feel like we're doing a better job of keeping the cup, and our tackling continues to improve. We got to do a better job on the perimeter tackling, with the corners on some of the hitches and the screens. And we got to do a better job of getting the other 10 guys running out there to help tackle.
Right. How do you go about? I mean, again, I know we've talked a lot about not a lot of live tackling going on. You're going to beat each other up during practice. So how do you improve on that open field tackling around, on the perimeter? Does it just going through drills and techniques, or where you go live a lot more to try to work on that? How will you go about doing that?
I think a lot of it's drill work. And I think the biggest issue for those guys is you don't need to make the big hit. You just got to get them down. That's a great tackle. Just getting the guy down out there in space, out on the perimeter. Sometimes it's just getting them down. So we got to do a better job coming to balance, getting our feet underneath us, and not taking a shot. Just trying to get ourselves in position to put our chest, on a guy, and the rest of the guys coming in and clean it up. So,
right.
We may do a little bit of live, tackling against some of the receivers, or the scout receivers, but for the most part, it's going to be more drill work.
Now you got the number 2 ranked team in the country this week, and a Heisman Trophy candidate as quarterback and all kinds of skills. So where does it start with Oregon, Steve? I know that's probably a loaded question, but where does it start with them?
When people watch them on TV, they see the ball getting thrown down the field, and some big plays, but you have to stop their run game. There's a lot more similarities to Oregon and Air Force than people realize. They just go about it a different way. It's still optional principles. They still have a dive. They still have a quarterback who can run. They still have the ability to distribute the ball out on the perimeter. Instead of pitching it, they throw it out there on their bubble screens and their outlets. So the principles are still there. It's just a more spread out game than the Air Force game. So we got to do a great job stopping the run first and foremost, and then we got to do the inside run game to their back. Then we got to stop the quarterback from pulling the football and running with it, and then we got to take care of the pitch. It sounds like last week, but stop their run game, stop their screen. Most people perceive it: bubble screen, smoke screen, jailbreak screen, and then not give them a big pass down the field because they're a very explosive receiving core with a great quarterback that can put the ball down the field. So if they're going to go down the field, we got to make them go the hard way. The more snaps an offense has, the greater chance they have of making mistakes. It'll be a penalty, a turnover, what have you. And we got to do an improved job. We did a better job against Air Force of taking the football. As we get more and more confident in understanding what we're doing, we can start to play a little bit more aggressive, and hopefully some tips and some overthrows and some interceptions start to occur.
Right.
But I was encouraged with the fumbles last week, and I think that shows up when guys get to be more confident. They tackle harder. So when you tackle harder, the ball tends to fall out of their hands.
Right. I asked Coach Vegan this just before you. Look, it's whether you're playing Air Force now you got the number 2 ranked team in the country. You're going to their place in Autzen Stadium and the noise. And does it have kind of a nothing to lose type mentality, or as coaches or even players, do you even think that way? You know what I mean? Going into a game like this.
The way we approach this week's about us improving, us getting better, us getting back into playing our base defense, because we play a little bit of a unique defense when you're getting ready for Air Force style offense. So we got to get our minds wrapped around doing what we do, and that's maybe knocking some dust off. It seems like, well, they should just go right back to it, but that was a week ago of a new defense they're going to try to regenerate in their mind. So that's going to be a big part of what we're doing this week. The style of offense that we're going to face against Oregon, we're going to see throughout our conference. And so it's a great opportunity to keep moving forward and develop a defense that happens to be against a very good opponent who's top-ranked teams in the country. So I think our kids will handle the situation well. They played in big venues. They're a seasoned group of kids, seasoned group of guys who have been in big stadiums. So it's not like you're showing up there with a bunch of freshmen and 6'4" who've never been in a venue like that. So I'm excited to see how our guys handle it.
Sure. Talk about William Tutine. I know he's a guy that joined you in fall camp. Transferred from Chadron State. Was from the Virgin Islands, but now he's the backup behind Darren now and is established. I saw a few snaps against Air Force. So can you kind of tell me his story and what did you see from him? Whether it was at camp or these last couple of weeks to kind of move him up behind Darren there at that safety spot.
Will's done a great too. He hasn't played hardly any football in the last 4 years. And so it's not like riding a bike, it's taking him a little while to get going again. But boy, he's a very attentive young man who really wants to learn, really wants to play well. So his heart's really in the right place. And I think he's got tremendous upside. He's got a tremendous body to work with. When he went out there against Air Force, it wasn't like he was out of his element. He looked comfortable. And so I'm encouraged to see how he continues to come along. We've got him on a lot of special teams. And anytime we can develop some depth at that spot, we're looking forward to some safety and 3 technique behind Mertens is a concern for us where our depth is.
You see him seeing some time again against Oregon behind Darren?
I do. Yeah. I do. Be nice to get him on the field, in that venue, and see how he does.
Okay.